Well, farm groups in Saskatchewan will be hosting a Canada Grain Act Summit in the province on Tuesday. Host of Real Ag Radio, Sean Haney, joins us now with some insight into that meeting. Sean, as usual, good to have you with us. Give us a bit of background on this summit that's happening tomorrow. Who are the hosts and what it's going to accomplish?
Yeah, great to be with you here this morning. So this event is a one-day conference, and I don't believe they've had it before, but it's going to be hosted by the APAS group, which is General Farm Organization in Saskatchewan, as well as the Saskatchewan Wheat Development Commission, which is the wheat checkoff organization in the province. But both groups very concerned about what's happening with the Canadian Grain Act. And there is currently a Canadian Grain Act review underway by the federal government, somewhat stalled out. I did talk to Ian Boxall. He is the president of APAS at the end of last week, and he says that he's hoping attendees of the summit can reach some consensus on what changes should be prioritized ahead of the new chief commissioner being appointed to the Canadian Grain Commission following Doug Chorney's retirement. That's going to happen next month. So I'm sure there's going to be a full agenda talking about the wheat business in Canada. Any other key areas you think they'll be covering tomorrow? Well, one of the key things that Boxall mentions is, or maybe one of the most contentious issues that has a wide, vast amount of opinions, is what should happen with outbound inspections. Should outbound inspections have to happen by grain commission inspectors, or like other countries, should Canada move in the direction of having maybe third-party groups do those inspections? There was a report that came out quite some time ago talking about how expensive some of these third-party, how expensive the Canadian Grain Commission inspections are relative to what a third party would do it for. And there's a pretty wide, varied amount of opinions. Some farmers feel it's critical to maintain Canadian quality and standards for the Grain Commission employees to do that. But there's others, and some of them farm groups, saying, we got to look at third party. We got to cheapen this cost to farmers. So that's definitely one of the key issues they're going to be discussing. And in your opinion, why has the Grain Act review been stalled out by Canada's federal government? That's a really, really good question. It just has not had the political will to move forward. The government did do consultations. They did publish their What We Heard document, and it's kind of gone nowhere. Now, part of that could be the fact that there was a ministerial change from Minister Bibeau to Lawrence McCauley. Maybe it's not one of the key priorities for Minister McCauley at this time, but this Grain Act review has a history of facing roadblocks, whether it's a federal election or other things like ministerial changes, like I mentioned. It just doesn't seem to be that it's top of the priority block when it comes to the federal government. Even though they have initiated some of the process to make it happen, it just kind of is stalled out. All right. Well, we do look forward to hearing more about that conference, probably on Wednesday since it's happening tomorrow. That's host of Real Ag Radio, Sean Haney. Appreciate your time. This Real Ag Radio update is brought to you by Heads Up Plant Protectants. You can go to headsupst.com for more information on their product line. And you can catch Sean on his show, Real Ag Radio. It airs at 4:30 p.m. Eastern weekdays on Real Radio Channel 147 on Sirius XM.